joined us, this afternoon. We've been anticipating having to share information with you all because of the situation we're all dealing with this impending potential bus strike. Um, we're very cautious with how we proceed because we want to be able to provide the most accurate information. Okay. Um, I want to thank Ms. Barker and I want to thank Ms. Melbourne for being here with me to present this to you all. Ms. Barker has been speaking with a lot of families every day regarding the status, and the truth of the matter is that we don't have that much updated information. But we've been constantly looking for updates, and again, like I said, we want to share the most accurate information with you. So unfortunately, a lot of our families, we've always experienced historic problems in dealing with OPT in general. Okay, but this situation is different. Okay, I believe the last time there was a strike or a threat of a bus strike was over 10 years ago. We haven't had to be impacted like this, so because these are different circumstances, we need to approach this differently. And if there is a strike, I want us to all just, it's not okay. We have to accept the fact that there will be some disruption to our lifestyles and to how we operate on a daily basis. Okay, but I want you to know that you're not alone. Okay, our coordinators, our assistant principals, our busing point people at each site. We're here to support you and we will support you. Okay, this is going to be a hardship regardless. All right, if a strike goes into effect. All right, hopefully, which it is very possible that at any point over the weekend we can get word that there is no longer a threat of a strike, which is, I'm hopeful for, as I'm sure we all are. Okay, but given that if it does turn out that over the weekend a strike is announced, we will experience a hardship, all of us. Okay, families are going to experience a hardship with having to organize and figure out a way that they're going to get their child to school. The school will incur another hardship by just spending the time that we need to spend on making sure that everyone gets what they need. But that's our job, and that's what we always do, and that's what we'll continue to do. Okay. So at this point, the city has outlined three options for how families would be able to proceed and how schools will work with families. We've prepared a very short set of slides to outline these options. I know Ms. Barker has been speaking with many families over the past few days about these options. And I'm going to ask Ms. Barker if she could just reiterate to folks what these options are. And just again, so we're clear, um, if we are faced with a strike, our first priority as a school is, because not every bus company is being impacted. Okay, so the bus companies that still will be operating, our primary responsibility will make sure that our attendance is taken, our students are received safely on Monday. Those who are still able to come on a bus, as soon as we're able to account for that, we will make sure that we are outreaching to all families that have been impacted so that we can finalize one of these steps to go into effect. All right. So, Ms. Barker, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just go through these and just reinforce the steps that parents would take, or the options rather parents have. Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
Ms. Barker, just to
yes.
interrupt for a moment, I'm making sure that you can see the screen.
I can.
Perfect. So I'll just follow along with the slides and tell me if you need anything. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I apologize for the bell going off. So the first option that is actually in place, if there is a bus strike, the emergency Metro cards. There's going to be 2 Metro cards that will be distributed. One Metro card will be distributed to each student, along with 1 Metro card for a parent or guardian to use to escort the student to and from school. Every site that actually has the Metro cards, and they will be given out in the event of a strike, not beforehand. Please take note that the Metro cards can only be used Monday through Friday from the hours of 5:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Also, be advised that there is a 4-trip daily limit on each card. Also, the Metro cards will be given to parents at the children's school location. Next slide, please. Okay. The next option that is available is the option for travel reimbursement. So the reimbursement will be given to parents or guardians that decide to arrange their own method of transportation for the child to get to school, such as an Uber or Lyft, via whatever mode that you choose. This reimbursement is going to cover up to $200 daily. So if you are going to use this option and your trip and you pay for the trip, you will get reimbursed up to $100 each way. So that's to your school and then from school to go home. Please take note that the travel reimbursement is not automatic, and it can actually take weeks to process to get the reimbursement to the families. So at the moment, we are awaiting guidance on the process for payments. However, we recommend maintaining all receipts and invoices. So when there is an update about travel reimbursement, and they ask you to have documentation, please keep the receipts and invoices to show that you actually did use this method if you need to, so that you can be reimbursed properly. And I just want to point out, students cannot ride alone, and they must be accompanied by adult. That is from our D75 policy for our students. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, and the third option that we have available right now is what we're calling the DOE ride share. And the DOE ride share is set up for the is set up from the DOE using outlets such as Uber, Lyft, or Via. This is a free rideshare program, and it's going to be at no cost to the parents. This is the DOE recommended option for you. So how the DOE rideshare is going to work is in the morning trip, after you set everything up, the vehicle will pick up the parent and child at the designated time that the parents will select, and it's going to drop the parent and child off at the school. The driver then will drop off the parent at a pre-arranged destination, whether it's work, home, or another location. And in the afternoon, it's going to be the same thing. The driver will pick up the parent at their pre-arranged location, drop them off at the school, and then drop off the parent and student off at home. Okay, so if you are using this option to get the child to school, you do not have to arrange a separate transportation to and from school. They will pick you up and drop you off at your location. I want to also point out that carpooling rideshare is not authorized, and what this means is that even if you have children going into the same location and living like in the same building, the same area, they will not be allowed to use the rideshare as a carpool. It's actually one family per rideshare. And also I have to reiterate too that with this option as well, students cannot ride alone and also must be accompanied by an adult according to the DOE D75 policy. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, STPs, which are our bus paras, are authorized to ride in place of the parent if the student has an STP on his or her IEP. So it will be the same situation when the paras ride the bus with the students, except it will be in the ride share. The STPs will be picked up with the student at the student's house in the morning, and also will be dropped off at the student's house in the afternoon. If you are using the DOE ride share as an option, a voucher code will be provided to parents who decide to use this. And that voucher code is unique to each student, and it can be accessed through the New York City school account. If you don't have a school account already, please sign up for the NYCSA school account. It's very important to have, especially when you're trying to get this codes. In order to sign up with the school account, you would visit the website listed, which is the schoolaccounts.nyc, and you're going to select the create link found on the login page. You're going to enter your personal information like your name, your email, cell phone. All of this information is actually, you're going to use that information to log in. So please remember what email and password that you use when you create an account. You can create the basic account with an account creation code, but the link to your student to the account, you will need that code. So basically you're going to select the validate the email. There's going to be an option after you press the create account code. It's going to say validate email. After you enter your contact information, please keep this page open. Open your email to get the validation number, enter the number into the validate email page. Then it's going to ask you to proceed, and you're going to see where it says proceed to create your password. Next, you're going to proceed to create your account using the security questions. After you do the security questions, you're going to enter the unique account creation code, which is specific and unique to you and your student. If you need the creation code, you can contact myself, and my email is dbarker5@schools.nyc.gov. And next slide. Okay, that's it for the slides. Mr. Lopez.
I do,
Sure.
Mr. Lopez, I know that we had a few parents join us when we were on the last rideshare option. So maybe Ms. Barker can just quickly revisit the first two options. So
Sure.
those families know them. I'll share my screen again and we'll just do that quickly. So for those of you that were admitted a few minutes late, Ms. Barker, can you just review the Metro cards and the travel reimbursement again?
Sure, yes. So one of the options that the DOE has put in place in the event of a strike is the emergency Metro cards. There's going to be 2 Metro cards distributed to the households. It's going to be 1 Metro card distributed to the student, along with the 1 Metro card distributed to the parent or guardian, and that's needed to escort the student to and from school. Those are you be able to use on the buses and subways. Please note that the Metro cards can only be used between Monday through Friday from 5:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Be advised that there is a 4-trip limit on each card, and the Metro cards will be given to parents at the children's school locations. Okay. The second option that is available is the travel reimbursement. So the travel reimbursement will be given to the parents or guardians that decide to arrange their own method of transportation for the child to get to the school using Uber, Lyft, via those options. The reimbursement covers up to $200 daily for trips, so that's $100 each way. So if you're paying up to $100 each way, that's the amount that you're going to be giving back. Please take note that the reimbursement is not automatic and it can take weeks to process. While we're doing this, we are awaiting a guidance on the process for the payments. So please, we recommend that you maintain and keep all your receipts and invoices if you are going to use this as an option. And please take note, this is one of the biggest things. The students cannot ride alone and they must be accompanied by an adult. And that is our DOE D75 policy. Next slide. Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Barker.
Okay.
Okay, so you know, these are the options that the city has set up, all right, for families if we are put in this situation. And none of these options are ideal, okay, but they're the only options that we have, okay, at this point in time. So I anticipate that there's going to be a lot of last minute information shared throughout the weekend on this, okay. I know that we're all going to be monitoring the news, the websites for updates, and I just want to reinforce the families. You know, we have great relationships with our families, okay, and I just want to say that regardless of all this uncertainty and how hectic things are appearing to be, the one constant that we have is our connection with each other. Okay, know that our school is not going to leave anyone alone here. No one is going to be forgotten about. Okay, everyone will be contacted if a strike goes into effect. Okay, Ms. Barker has been consistently supporting families with establishing the New York City Schools accounts. If you do not have a New York City Schools account, please make it a point to connect with Ms. Barker. She's amazing and always willing to assist families. All right. Out of these 3 options, and let's just be clear, the most important thing is that our kids get to school. Okay. I could say that the ride share option is going to take some time to actually get set up. All right. The most immediate ways to ensure our kids are able to get to school are either through the use of the metros, right, which we will distribute once parents are able to bring their students on Monday, should a strike go into effect. All right. And then obviously parents can be reimbursed, as was mentioned. But to Ms. Barker's point, these reimbursements may take some time. Okay. So above all else, we just need to continue our connections, our communication, and just maintain as much patience as possible. Just know that you're not alone. We're in your corner. Okay. Ms. Melbourne, is there anything you wanted to add?
There's a question in the chat directed toward Ms. Barker. So Ms. Barker is, we have a parent asking if her child is still connected to the 43 site. So I'm hoping you can connect with Ms. Goodwin after the meeting to be sure that the creation code is accurate.
Yeah, we've been talking the last couple of days about that, so I'll definitely talk to them more when I get
Great.
it offline. She also has
And
a question
then,
about the reimbursement.
yeah, the second question is about if a parent's driving the child to school, is there reimbursement for mileage or gas?
I have to check, but I believe that is part of the travel reimbursement. Okay, so he's saying yes, it does include mileage and gas for the travel reimbursement.
And just again, be mindful, everyone, that these reimbursements, they're going to set up a mechanism in the school so that the parents can work with the school to submit things, but it's going to take some time for those reimbursements to come through. Like I mentioned, every option, they're not ideal. They're not ideal. Okay. But these are the only options that the city has at this point. I still have faith that, the negotiations are going to turn for the better, and that we'll be able to get some good information over the weekend. All right. But in the meantime, this is the information that we have. We actually had scheduled another parent town hall earlier, a long time ago, to be on September 13th, yes, which is next Wednesday. We're obviously going to hold that date. It was more meant to be a welcome back type meeting. And unfortunately, well, let me just say this. It very well may be still a welcome back meeting if things work out over the weekend. Again, I have faith that things will work out, but if for some reason they don't, just know that you're not alone. Like I said, we have your back. All right, we'll get through this together. We'll work on it together. And again, just continue the connections that we have with our families and our school organization. Okay. At this point in time, I actually need to, Ms. Melbourne and I actually need to sign off and attend a safety meeting at another one of our sites. So thank you for recording the meeting, Ms. Melbourne. We'll look to either post this up on our website for families to be able to use, and or potentially send it out through a link through Remind for families as well who may not have been able to attend. Okay, so in the meantime, I want to thank you all. I look forward to speaking with you under different circumstances. And in the meantime, just keep the faith, and we're there with you. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much, and
Have a nice weekend.
have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.